When you hear the word blog, you might be thinking, oh, that's so 2000, no one reads blogs anymore. But I would argue that it's not exactly true. If you're a programmer without your own blog, I think you should definitely start one right away. Having a blog has a bunch of benefits, and on this video I will tell you 5 reasons why you should have your own blog as a programmer. 1. A blog will make you a better programmer. When you write what you know and that way teach others, it will also make you better at that thing at the same time. Let's say, for example, that you write an article about React fragments. You might be familiar with them and you know how to use them. But when you are writing an article about React fragments, you need to actually understand how they work, why would you use them, and how to use them. This way you almost accidentally get better with fragments. Second, you help others. Since you're watching this, I assume you are a programmer. And as a programmer, I am 99% sure that you have read a blog post. So you know the feeling when you have a problem and you find a blog post that actually answers and solves your exact problem then and there. That feeling is just great. But let me tell you, even better feeling is writing an article by yourself and getting a feedback that it actually helped someone else solve their problem. I love helping people, and it's so gratifying to know that something that I put out there might actually help someone else make their life a little bit easier and solve some of their problems. We often forget when reading blog posts or watching videos that someone actually took the time to write that article or shoot that video. I always try to leave a comment or a like on videos and articles that are helpful and provide value. Third, you become a better communicator. When you are starting out, your articles are most likely not that good, and that's totally fine. I just read the first articles that I ever wrote, and to be honest, they were quite terrible. Not to say that my articles are now exceptionally good, but I can say that they are at least improved over time. If you have never written an article, it's just natural that you don't know how to write articles. Same way you didn't know how to code when you started to write your first program. By constantly writing articles to your blog, you improve your writing and communication skills. I would say that these skills are almost, if not as important as actual programming skills. Most often as a programmer, writing code is not all you write. You need to also be able to work in teams and write documentation and emails for clients and coworkers, just to mention few. All these things will be easier for you when you are a better communicator and writer. Fourth, you get exposure. Think about this scenario. You are a recruiter in an IT firm and your job is to recruit a new programmer for a new project. You have 2 candidates. First candidate has a great CV listing all the skills that are required for the job. Second candidate has also a good CV listing all the skills that are required for the job. So basically they are on the same line. But on top of that, the second candidate also has a blog. Quick browse through the blog shows that the candidate has also been writing articles about the skills that are listed in the CV. Now think, which candidate would you choose? Chances are you would choose the second candidate. And this is because you actually have a proof that this candidate knows the stuff he or she is claiming to know. On top of that, a blog can open doors that you wouldn't otherwise even know about. For example, you might get job offers that you wouldn't otherwise get because people found you through your blog. Or you might get a speaking gig if that's something you want to do, just because you put yourself out there and made it possible for other people to find you. And fifth, blogging has low barrier of entry. Starting a blog is quite easy. You just set up your blog, for example with WordPress, start typing and hit publish. If you compare it, for example, to making a YouTube video, writing an article requires significantly less work to get your content out there. While making videos is great, if you are just starting out to make programming content, I think creating a blog is a great way to get started because of the fact that it's easier to start. You also get quickly to the habit of producing content without having to worry about cameras, audio, lighting, editing, etc. Also, if you have never published anything, The idea alone about putting yourself out there for other people to read your thoughts and possibly judge you can be frightening. I know this because I still remember when I published my first blog post, I was so uncomfortable when hitting the publish button. I didn't tell anyone about the article, and the idea of someone I know reading the article just felt so awkward. Over time, when I got practice and wrote more and more articles, I got over this and I no longer feel this way when I'm hitting the publish button. Alongside with writing articles, I also enjoy making these videos here on YouTube. I started this channel just under a year ago, and if I hadn't been blogging for a few years before that, I wouldn't been able to start this channel at all. Because if you think about making a video and talking to a camera, that's a whole another ballgame compared to writing a blog post. And I would never have been able to create a video, not to mention talk to a camera, without first having some practice about putting myself out there with blog posts. These were 5 reasons why I think you should have a blog as a programmer. But before you go and code your own blog by yourself, which I think you might be thinking because, well, we are programmers, make sure to watch this video over here first, where I explain why you should not code your blog when you are starting out blogging.